show. The latest crisis involving the president's staff of wildly incompetent bumblefucks has raised a lot of questions. And as ever, Kellyanne was there to not answer them.
Was General Flynn the right pick in the beginning?
Well, the president chose him, and he, was very loyal. The president is very loyal. He's a very loyal person. The president is very loyal.
She's right. When Donald Trump put his hand on those two Bibles and swore to preserve, protect, and defend a mendacious, Kremlin-stroking nutbag who would wreck America's national security apparatus in the span of 4 weeks, he meant it. Loyalty is everything to him, and nobody has adapted to that reality better than Speaker of the House and faithful Husky, Paul Ryan.
I'm not going to prejudge any of the circumstances surrounding this. I think the president made the right decision. As soon as this person lost the president's trust, the president asked for his resignation, and that was the right thing to do.
Oh, you should see him do that while balancing a milk bone on his nose. In his 20-year political career, the Wisconsin senator has built a pretty solid reputation.
Paul Ryan, who considers himself the conscience of the Republican Party.
Paul Ryan, who really right now is the conscience of the Republican Party.
The heart and soul of this political party.
Paul Ryan, the Republican Party's intellectual leader,
the leading intellectual force in the Republican Party.
First of all, in today's Republican Party, that's kind of like saying Mo is the smart stooge. And also, just because you say it over and over again, that doesn't mean it's a thing. Any more than those articles about side butt make that a thing. Side butt is not a thing. It's just your ass hanging out of your dress. Did a principled, social, and fiscal conservative like Ryan wind up in bed with a bigoted, adulterous grope machine who wants to blow $25 billion on a coyote urinal? Let's find out.
I don't know. I'm not really focused on these things.
I've never met the guy. I don't know Steve Bannon, so I have no concerns.
I'm a little busy, so I don't read everything he says every day.
I'm not going to comment on this stuff.
Before Paul Ryan was dubbed the soul and intellect of the GOP, he had earned another prestigious title.
Ryan became Joseph A. Craig High School's class president. 2 years later, his school named him the biggest brown noser.
Although, considering who he's sucking up to these days, Ryan's nose is probably more orange. Remember back when Ryan would put on his best disappointed vice principal voice and go out on a limb to disapprove of the KKK?
This party does not prey on people's prejudices. We appeal to their highest ideals.
And if your highest ideal is just an ideal race, keep it on the down low so we can turn a blind eye. But after months of begging the candidate to meet the bare minimum standard of human decency, which he didn't, Captain Courageous proudly endorsed him anyway via an op-ed in Wisconsin's 9th largest daily newspaper. He wanted to bury the news even more deeply, but unfortunately, the jumble doesn't run endorsements. Ryan spent the rest of the summer feebly condemning every racist thing Trump did or said while refusing to condemn Trump himself. Watching Ryan play moral watchdog was like watching Taylor Swift pretend to be surprised at an award show. Bland and fake, but weirdly compelling.
Claiming a person can't do their job because of their race is sort of like the textbook definition of a racist comment. I do not think a Muslim ban is in our country's interest.
Look, anti-Semitic images, they've got no place in a presidential campaign. Candidates should know that.
Take another cue from Taylor Swift, Mr. Speaker. Know when to dump the guy you've only been pretending to like to help your career. It's kind of hurting your moral compass of the party brand.
What core principle is more important to the party of Lincoln than standing up against racism?
Have you ever thought about whether somebody in your position, regardless of party, needs to reject this?
How can you morally justify your support for this kind of candidate?
What do you say to your kids?
Fuck bitches, get money? Turns out Paul Ryan is a man of principle. Not principles, plural, just one.
The last thing I want to see happen is another Democrat in the White House. I don't want to see Hillary Clinton as president. I want to see a strong majority in the House and the Senate.
You just made a case, though, of party over country.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did! We're not deaf. Jake, can I borrow some shade?
The pride of Janesville, House Speaker Paul Ryan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. If Ryan won't cop to the House Republicans' game, Grover Norquist will.
All we have to do is replace Obama. We want the Paul Ryan budget, which cuts spending $6 trillion, and then pick a Republican with enough working digits to handle a pen to become President of the United States.
Yep. Paul Ryan would put Cthulhu in the White House if it would let him privatize Medicare. I mean, sure, it's an eldritch creature of infinite darkness, but it can sign 20 tax cut bills at once, and that is worth ditching a lot of core principles. Remember 8 months ago when Ryan condemned a Muslim ban? He doesn't.
Now Ryan has changed his tune, saying President Trump is right to make sure we're doing everything possible to know exactly who is entering our country.
The president himself and others around him have talked about their preference for a Muslim ban.
I disagreed with that.
Are you confident that
I disagree with it now, and I disagreed with it then, but that's not what this is.
This thing Trump said was a Muslim ban isn't a Muslim ban. Can you please elaborate?
It's not the same baseline. Like it goes ding 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 ding. That's the way theirs goes. Ours goes ding 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 ding. That little bitty change. It's not the same.
By the way, that little bitty ting is also an accurate description of Ryan's ever-shrinking nutsack. Look, I know what you're thinking. Who cares? I'm not from Janesville or a registered Republican. I don't have to die of embarrassment. But consider, if in theory, a hypothetical president, we'll call him Doug, were to collude with a foreign enemy, engage in self-dealing, defy a co-equal branch of government, share state secrets with the entire early dinner seating of his private club, be clinically bonkers, or worst of all, lie under oath about an alleged sex act, guess who would be expected to draw up articles of impeachment?
The pride of Janesville, House Speaker Paul Ryan.
Stand out of groping range, everyone. It's going to be a long 4 years. We'll be right back.